Springs. I am calling the special meeting of the Cedar Springs City Council to order at 5:32 on September 29th, 2022. Would everyone please stand and say the pledge with me? We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I don't need to talk about awnings at the moment. All right. Roll call, Miss Atchison, Mr. Gross,
Here.
Miss Hamel, Miss Nixon,
Here.
Miss Powell,
Here.
Ms. Race,
Here.
Mayor Conley is here at this time. I would take a motion to excuse Miss Atchison and Miss Hamel.
I would make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, we excuse them, especially for this short notice meeting, for which we basically have one thing on the agenda. Public comments. The council welcomes and encourages the public to speak during the public comment and public hearing portion of the agenda. However, council policy is to hear the public comment, not to act on the public comment at this time. Concerns brought before the council during the public comment portion of the agenda will be referred to the city manager for action. If after communicating with the city manager, no resolution is reached, the concern will be elevated to the mayor and then eventually to the council for action. Those citizens wishing to speak on agenda or non-agenda items will be allowed a maximum of 4 minutes to address their concerns. This is the only time during the council meeting that citizens are allowed to address the council. Please state your name and address for the record if you would like. Hearing none. Action items. A resolution to approve.
Do we need to adopt the agenda?
Oh, that'd be helpful. Adoption of the agenda. I would take a motion to adopt the agenda.
I would make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. We have an agenda action item. A resolution to approve submitting the proposed Heart of Cedar Springs Park Improvements Project to the Department of Natural Resources and to commit to matching fund.
I would make a motion to approve submitting the proposed Heart of Cedar Springs Park Improvements Project to the Department of Natural Resources and to commit matching funds. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those, would you need a roll call or?
I prefer that. If I could.
Mr. Gross,
Yes.
Ms. Nixon,
Yes.
Ms. Powell?
Are we supposed to have a discussion before we?
We can. Do you want a discussion on it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is, our amount is for 300,000.
So the grant that we're applying for is $300,000.
Okay,
Under the old DNR rules, and God bless the DNR, sometimes they change things and don't tell anybody. You could have something between 40 and 50% and get the same amount of points on their scoring matrix. Originally, we asked for the maximum 300,000. The project was something like 591. So the city was going to pick up the 291, make up the full amount.
mm-hmm.
This year, apparently, if you have 50% or greater, you get the maximum number of points. And if it's between 40 and 49%, you get less points. So right now, the city's application, based on my discussions with our engineer, is likely 60 to 80 points out of contention for getting approved. By increasing the amount of money that we're proposing to match, I think it's $9,000, we're gonna pick up 10 points. So that's why I'm asking you guys to change from the 291 you guys originally approved to the 300 and ask the DNR for the 291.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
When we get this grant, if we get it, do we have to spend it all at once or do do it over time.
It's on the project.
yeah, I
The
mean,
time frame isn't.
these projects are highly regimented in when you pay it. I mean, the project would probably be scheduled for summer of next year or late summer next year. And like everything else, we'd probably pay 25% when they start, 25% at the midpoint, et cetera. But it would all be spent, you know, during the building of the project.
Which could be over the course of a year and a half,
Hopefully not,
but
probably closer to 6 months.
But we don't have a drop dead completion date or.
I don't think so. Well, so again, the DNR is highly regimented. They would probably have, as the Madam Mayor said, a year and a half period where you'd have to spend the money.
right.
But once you start construction, it'll probably be 3 to 6 months.
And we have that money available.
We do. I've presented you guys with a piece of paper here. You guys saw this at your budget workshop. Shows our fund balance unrestricted, 2021 of $1.3 million.
We had budgeted to do this. I mean, remember, we
Yeah, we
brought
budgeted,
in an architect and
we did budget 291 for this, but we're only increasing it about $9,000. But we are also, and we did pick up the other grant for the 17 North Main project. So we're doing an excellent job this year so far of doubling up our money.
yeah, that one made the news.
Good.
I got asked about it at work.
We're gonna have a big old poster board up at 17 North Main for Saturday, so people can see it.
For the city.
The pocket park.
DDA park. It's not a pocket park.
It's not a pocket park. What are we
It's a
supposed to call
DDA
it?
city park. We're gonna have to name it. You know, pocket park, everybody on the world has a pocket park.
Old Pocket Park.
No,
Oh my gosh.
DDA, a city park.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I love our DDA
downtown
and I'm
park.
on the DDA, but it doesn't roll off the tongue.
And at this point, unfortunately, the DDA has committed no money.
Okay.
to that
How
project.
about downtown park?
How about Citizens Park?
That's one.
How about we worry about that at a later?
Okay,
Okay,
all right,
let's get the people spending the money here. you know.
okay.
So any other discussion? So back to the roll call vote. Mr. Gross,
Yes,
Ms. Nixon,
Yes.
Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Race,
Yes.
and Mayor Connolly votes yes. Moving on to department, so we have the money. Department report, city manager.
So you guys have also probably been pestered, depending on how many boards you sit on, for letters from citizens in support of the Heart of Cedar Springs
I
Natural.
was very confused by this and I was asked a question by two different planning commissioners because they felt like they were being asked. But it specifically says for non-governmental people and they're like, aren't we governmental people?
So, when I submitted 5 letters of support, I got letters from the library, I got letters from the CBDT, et cetera. The DNR, God bless their souls,
Bless them.
decided that, those were all government bodies and that they didn't feel that that was sufficient community support. So they asked for citizens and businesses, to submit letters of support. So I thought, well, I don't hardly deal with, the citizens out there, but all of you do. So
Okay.
If you happen to know somebody, who is in support of that project and would like to sign on the bottom line that they support that project, I need those letters by tomorrow.
You have a
they-
letter?
I have sent out a draft example. If you guys would like to modify it and not copy my homework.
But just to be clear, the planning commission doesn't count.
I mean, I don't know how much the DNR is gonna look into whether somebody's on the planning commission or not, as long as you don't sign it as planning commission member X.
Okay,
But if you have neighbors that are in support of this project,
got it.
I'd appreciate that. I know Ms. Powell has indicated she'd be happy to drop it in the Dropbox out here. I will be in tomorrow, to finalize this.
Need it by when tomorrow?
The sooner the better.
But like 4, 5?
If I say
3.
4, I don't want you guys dropping them off at 4 o'clock.
Well, my
Uh,
question is, like,
Mhm.
I have to teach tomorrow. If I can't get it before I go to school, is it, I can't get it for you?
So the actual deadline is tomorrow at 11:59 PM.
Okay.
I will come in at any time that you guys have letters for me. But I'm not the one submitting it, it's our engineer.
How many letters have we gotten so far?
One. In addition to the 5 that apparently the DNR is not accepting or doesn't think it's.
So I need to just print a copy of this off and have a neighbor sign it?
I mean, that would be nice for you.
If a person works on the fire department, does it count?
The DNR has not given us guidance.
I have this difficulty that all my neighbors in some capacity, the street
I'd
mounted.
even go so far as to say you don't have to physically wet sign it. You could, sign Johnny Smith citizen on your computer and email.
Oh.
Send it to manager@cityofcedarsprings.org.
And that's in our email.
Must they live in the city limits?
No,
Okay. Just in the zip code?
doesn't have to be in the zip code. You are a citizen who is in support of the project.
Oh, good, okay.
And what it means to you and why you think it's a great idea. And why we should get lots of money to do it. And that's all I've got as a report.
Okay, and ideally by like 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the latest.
Why do I feel like this is a pop test?
It's not a pop test, it's homework. and I gave it to you guys a week or 2 ago.
All right, so,
Yeah, I didn't understand it in the way that you're saying it, so that's helpful.
Got it.
Okay, anything else? Council comments?
This red flannel's going great and weather's gonna be great and it's pretty exciting, gonna be an exciting red flannel day.
Cheers to 83 years. Ms. Gross.
He's got nothing.
Okay,
I'm trying to think of anything. There's nothing, no. That's
I'm gonna
fine.
come back to you.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, Ms. Race.
No.
That was-
Ms. Nixon.
Brilliant and brief, I like it.
Yeah.
Amazing. I will just conclude with, City Hall will be open if people need to go potty. And that if you have a lost kid, I will be here starting at probably about 2:30 until whenever we close.
As well.
Okay.
Time for. sushi.
And
So, okay.
there's wonderful pancakes up at the Red Hawk building, Red Hawk Elementary in the morning, book fair, car show,
All of that.
all the wonderful things.
See you red right out the door.
And with that, we're adjourned.
Stick around for a signature.
I would love to sit